Log report. It's the 22nd of Wednesday, 2021. Nothing has more than 5 minutes. I don't even know what it's going to sick of shit. I already got an audio recording going on right now, so we're starting damn shit. Start up another one. I'll lay stuff up on that phone. Alrighty, it's 8 after 8 p.m. Standard time. What do you eat? Just get the thing off here and plug in the damn closer, gets power. No, talking about life forms, talking about the movie Contact, and everything else going to hell in a handbasket. What else is good? Talking about things that might be posted on the internet that'll drive people crazy because they'll look at it as a raving lunatic. And perhaps I am a fucking raving lunatic at this point over here dealing with a hell of a lot of crap. Because I'm still having a lot of issues with my own damn mental self at this point. All I have to do is mental health walks. I have to. I mean, there's no other way to get past the damn shit in the first place. I'm still feeling like all hell's breaking loose in me, and I'm still having a hard time trying to even deal with it or talk about it. I mean, I've had triggers left and right happening left and right that I couldn't even see shows without crying my eyeballs out. You know, the FBI series coming out again. Another new season for FBI and FBI Most Wanted on Channel 2. And then they got FBI International. Well, 3 episodes I was crying my eyeballs out. There are certain situations happening between human interactions and families left and right there, putting me into a damn straitjacket one more time. And I'm having an issue over it. I'm having an extreme issue over this damn shit. I'm having a hard time trying to deal with that shit. How the hell am I supposed to be dealing with the crap in the first place? Did I see the movie Contact? I think it might be a similar movie for me to get into. Getting me? Come on, you gotta be fucking kidding me this way. Not even a moment to cry over, except maybe in the portions of it where the character that Jodie Foster played, her younger self losing her father, that puts her on this particular pathway that she's on for exploring and challenging anything and everybody, dealing with that kind of pain and loss. She managed to deal through the damn shit. And what pisses me off at this point is that I'm not feeling that way like anybody else. I haven't been feeling like that ever since I was growing up. Blame me to God for that damn shit. Maybe it was my decision. I don't know. I'm still trying to have a hard time trying to figure this shit out. Yeah. Damn it. Thanks. Yeah, that. No, irritation in the nose. An irritation of life. Growing up, dealing with Aunt May's death, or actually dealing with my death was already traumatic enough as it is. And then dealing with Aunt May's death, and after that, Grandma's death, or actually before Aunt May's death, it was Uncle Al's death. I met him once, or twice. Nice guy, but I didn't form that type of bond where I was crying my eyeballs out. At least that's what I remember. And if I had, I liked it out. That may get. But I also had the whole damn thing in the first place originally when going through Aunt May's memorial. Like about a week after she passed away, I had to go over to San Francisco, somewhere in Oakland or somewhere in the hills that we traveled, and had to bury Aunt May. I don't even know where the hell Aunt May and Grandma are buried in California. Buried next to each other, and I don't even know what the hell the name of their graves are, let alone the damn mortuary to find them. But knowing that loss, that pain, I had to hold it in as a kid because I wanted to show how tough and strong I was. I was told a long time ago to be a tough, strong kid. I was told by my damn pediatrician I was tough enough, tough enough, tough enough, tough enough. It's a hell of a thing to tell a kid at this point over here, especially when he's scared shitless of death and needles and everything else. And then subject them to a damn pediatrician, to an old country doctor who thinks that beating the shit out of kids and then bottom after they're born is the only way to get them to toughen up. And if they happen to have a crying kid in front of them, I don't want to deal with a tough kid, I don't want to deal with you. Send him over to the damn hospital for the damn blood work. That's what he did to me, fucker. I appreciate it for him saving and watching over my ass. I appreciate it and told him before he passed away. But I tell you, that was the toughest, strongest son of a bitch I wanted to kick the shit out of when I was a kid. But I was scared shitless of him and Mont at the same time. They both grew up under the same situation. So if there was any human weakness or any weakness a man's supposed to be showing at this point, fuck it, we're supposed to be tough men. We're supposed to be tough. We're men. We're supposed to be tough. Not human and sympathetic or even crybabies at this point over here, because that's a whips. What are you, a girl? Girls cry, men don't. And the toughened lifestyle that people actually had back in the previous generations, yes. But these days, these generations, and these times at this point over here, no wonder men are cracking up and trying to kill themselves, because they're not allowed to go expressing themselves or tear themselves apart. They're not allowed to get into their feminine side over here to get everything else they have out in the open. Because that's not manly, that's not tough enough. So maybe I'm a wimp. I admit it, but you know what, I have fun with it. I'm human. And I'll deal with that any day over the other humanoid robots I'm dealing with these days. Yeah, might as well be an humanoid robot these days. That's how I'm seeing it, that's how I'm feeling it, that's how I'm acknowledging it these days. It just pisses me off that way. I mean, we can't even be something more than what we are. But no, we're not, so fuck it. So growing up as kids, we had to be tough. We had to be tough kids, we had to be bloody noses or nothing. We had to be tough. I was crying my eyeballs out after I broke my fucking elbow being a dumbass kid. Well, not to mention getting my face smashed in because I fell off a damn treehouse. Oh, let alone going into a swimming pool and having a nephew of the person hosting the place throw me off, put me into a damn split in the head, screwing up the whole damn pool party right there. Blood and water. Oh, fuck. But no, I'm supposed to hold in the pain. But no, you lose relatives, that doesn't count. You're supposed to be happy and joyous because they're in a happier place than you. You're a miserable, sorry son of a bitch. You miss him, you love him, you got a hole in your heart, but you're supposed to be happy about it? It's like no wonder I had a problem even with the priesthoods, even with the damn ministers. As much as I appreciated Dr. John and Bob Hillman and John Nagel, I mean, God bless these guys for trying their best. God bless their hearts for trying to reach into people's into misery and trying to give them enough hope, or actually trying to lead them to the point where they can get hope. And me, on the other hand, I wasn't having any damn hope because I was already miserable enough as it is. I didn't believe enough. Even though I actually had a couple of experiences during that time that tried to give me that hope. Before my aunt died. My Aunt May died when I was a young kid during that time. She went into the hospital having heart issues, and I thought she was going to pass away in the hospital. And I had to go to the church across the street and pray like crazy. I didn't know who the hell I was praying to. Maybe Jesus, maybe God, but I know that I felt better afterwards. Not because I was drug-stricken, not because I felt somebody actually gave a hoot above. And I felt it. I felt calm. I felt peaceful. And I was able to deal with that day. But I really wasn't able to deal with Aunt May's loss because after I heard my mother told me about it, right after my 11th birthday. I was 79. Since I was 16 years old. I'm crying in my bed. And I have to be a big boy, not cry. I was crying in my bed. It's like midnight, and a little after midnight, after I turned 12. So she passed away. My birthday anniversary. maybe a little past my birthday. She wanted to see it. She did. I don't know what the hell I had for my birthday, but all I remember is Aunt May died. She just passed away peacefully in her sleep. And the next thing I know, a few days later, we're traveling over to Oakland, barrier, and I looked through mortuary's windows into their main hall. I was in the lobby. I was in the lobby going in. This is an open viewing casket. They told me to stay out. But I looked through the window and I saw Aunt May's body there. And I could have sworn that she was wearing a blue and white house coat. She always wore that thing. Always. Her body looked peaceful, but she didn't look like she was there. It's like a shell of her. And it hit me hard, where I couldn't even deal with the pain. I couldn't talk to her. I couldn't even talk to Grandma. I was right next to her and I was crying my eyeballs out, trying to keep it away from her. She had to go on, both on around that. It was numb when we got back home. Didn't deal with anything else after that. Next thing I know is when I'm going over to junior high, several months later, and then we actually moved into a neighborhood where I'm actually able to go to a junior high, continue education, and during one day in class, just before I go to school, I had a dream concerning about Aunt May visiting us in that home. She had never been there, she had never seen it, but I'm in the bathroom taking care of my stuff according to the dream, and I look to my right where the door is, and there's Aunt May smiling at me with a glow. She's got a blue and white house coat on. As I remembered Aunt May smiling at me, and it moved me so much that when I woke up, my tears were wet. So was my pillow. I had a hard time trying to hold it in. I was trying to tell my family about what was going on. I wanted me to go to school, so I went to school. I think I almost had to leave. I had to leave early. I think I got permission from the school to come home early because I got to do my studies. Because I was that traumatized. I had to have that time to grieve. I had to have that time to cry my eyeballs. And afterwards, I didn't cry after that. I didn't grieve. I didn't give myself enough time to grieve over Aunt May or anybody else. When I saw that dream, I was like, oh my God. The thing is about Aunt May, she was a few years older than my grandmother. Grandma was born in 1905, and Aunt May was born in 1903. Had a hard enough life during that time. I didn't hear stories I wish I heard. I wish I paid attention to the stories of what my grandmother was living through during those times. So was Aunt May. All I remember is when I was a young kid going over to Oakland, Salcedo, and East Oakland actually, and we're seeing my mother and my brother. And our grandmother was seeing Aunt May. And she was mean and hard. Uncle Howell was willing to give David and me the comic books that he's been hoarding for a hell of a long time. He's a destructive little brat anyway, but still. I had to be careful of everything. The funny thing is some of the stuff I've got over here I still got from Aunt May's collection. Lodge. Bookcase. The tables. And when Aunt May's health was deteriorating and we were living in North Hollywood in early in the mid-70s. We had to move out of a house on down on Bethel area. The house was being sold because the property was going to be developed into a big, huge apartment complex by a management company. We had to get the hell out of there. And it was during January, 1 or 2 weeks before my birthday. I would have been turning, I would be 10, 76. My brother had already made contact with the neighbors. Well, with the neighbors that we had next door. They were helping us move stuff in. Thank God for that. For the last trip we had, my brother and I, we actually had some donuts to eat. That's all we had left. And in the car, buckled up. My brother's not buckled up. He's driving. He just got his license a few months. And he thinks he's got control. We oil on water on a side street. Fishtail, turn a full-size station wagon into a subcompact in about 1 or 2 seconds. We'll order a lot more on that one. So we got taken to the hospital. Mom met our neighbors. And we had close ties with them for decades after that. Our aunt didn't come living with us until maybe about a year. We had Grandma and me living with us. Aunt May was going to be put into a nursing home. We didn't want that. We'd seen it down there. Aunt May was in a nursing home one time. We said, hell with it. We're not doing that. I guess Aunt May was living out in San Diego at the time. Because I remember seeing a nursing home where Aunt was. It had to be in San Diego area or close to it. We brought her from San Diego. She moved from Oakland over to San Diego to be closer to one of our uncles out there. Well, my uncle out there, the family. And they couldn't take care of Aunt May. They put her in a nursing home. She turned into a vegetable. My mother couldn't deal with it. We got her out of there. Took her home. Where we were living at, we had about 5 bedrooms, 4 or 5 bedrooms. One bedroom was actually used for my mother's bedroom. The bedroom she was going to be using, I was using it for me. Even though she had her clothing in her. She slipped up and went like that anyway. But because of that, she was also a caregiver to both my grandmother and my aunt during the time. And my aunt was still a mean lady during the time. We were kind of back in insanity, but she was still hard. One day, the story was my mother was telling me I crawled up Aunt May's lap and looked at her and grabbed her by the face and said, "Don't drown me, Mueller. I still love you, Aunt May." Changed turns. Because she realized her own damn act had been a full thing to deal with. So we developed a closer relationship during that time. And I actually loved her. I missed the hell out of her. Well, we moved out of there in '79 into another house. Now the old Street, Old Whitaker. I was going to junior high. Aunt May had already been in the grave already. And this was the time when I was going through the problem concerned about the tears and stuff. But also during that time, Ma and Grandma were having issues with each other. Grandma had to go out and explore and be with the other family members. Just bounce around from place to place to place. She was out in San Diego, and the later half of the 7th grade and then the 8th grade, 9th grade, actually 8th grade and 9th grade and then 10th grade, dealing with Grandma with a stroke situation. She starts visiting Bill. San Diego. She has a stroke. Took out her left side. She had been in the hospital for a few days to stabilize. Uncle Bill was going to be putting her into a nursing home. There's no way in hell he's going to be taking care of her. Well, I said, I'll take care of her mother. How are you going to do that, Mary? I'll take care of her. Ma wasn't about to say no on situations like that. She wasn't about to give up on family like that. Unlike the other family members who just didn't give a shit at that. We did have visitations from the family, from different uncles and aunts and cousins, saying once in a while just to see how things are going, and then disappear. Covering whatever we needed help on some occasions, but the rest of the time, Ma and I had to deal with it. My brother, Eddie Land, let's see, he went into the Navy in 1977, and she's like, right, got out of the Navy. The spring ball back in 82 or 83. He couldn't attend his funeral, but he tried to get on help out for Grandma. Maybe one kind of hear him, either with the relief organization. So he did dumbass wave, being unauthorized absence. Screwed him over one way or another because he knew Mom needed help. And hardly anybody was helping us out anyway. We did have some help from our friends. But for my brother, it wasn't enough. It really wasn't. Because the way he was reading the letters left and right from Ma. I hadn't seen the letters, but I really didn't know what the hell was going on. Ma was struggling. She had weight problems, but she also had a back issue. And we struggled day by day taking care of her at home. We had nursing help coming from time to time, but not home health visits. It just wasn't through the state. We were the home health. Ma was the paid home health. I was just a kid growing up. I had to go to junior high, I had to go to high school, and I had to deal with a grandmother who's bedridden. I learned how to be a caregiver real fast. I was grateful that I had friends helping me out in this situation. When my brother came out in the Navy, it took his year and a half, almost a little longer than a year. And helping out around the house, not to mention getting a job to help supplement the income. And helping out Mom whenever she needed. There was one time when he had to go back into the military because he was warned by visiting uncle that if he happened to come back and see my brother out in the Navy without papers, he was going to turn my brother in. He had to. He was an officer of the law in the state of California. This is his only warning. He went back in, did his time, came out, and helped out for the remaining months of Grandma's life, or for the year anyway. She died between 82 and 83. It was the hardest damn thing for me to go through, because I'm seeing my grandmother suffering through this stuff. Ma's soaking up as much information as she can from Grandma. And I don't think I heard enough coming out of Grandma or Ma that I would have been able to absorb any of the history. I wish I had. All I remember something about Fred. Fred's not here. Fred, I just saw him over here. Her brain was going to the point where she was regressing to a kid where she's seeing a younger guy named Fred. A Fred that she used to know a long time ago in a different town, different state. Until Mog actually got the backstory when Grandma was lucid enough to tell her about it. Only I didn't hear about the backstory, unfortunately, which I had. There's a lot of things I missed. The history from Mom about how the hell she was growing up, most of it. I mean, I heard some of the stories anyway. But I know there's a lot more details to that than she told David. David didn't actually tell me about it, most of them, unfortunately. It sucked. But, yeah. When Grandma died, tore me apart left and right. to shut myself from everybody, emotionally and almost physically. Most practically physically. But I didn't want to deal with anybody. I couldn't even deal with my own damn pain, my own damn thoughts. I wanted to run. I wanted to run real fast and leave, just not deal, just run away. There was no shrinks seeing me at this time. There was no doctor seeing me at this point. There was no one to help me out through the pain and grief. And I had to shove everything else I could. Then throughout the decades, I lost a few family friends here and there. That meant the thing. And I kept it inside. I couldn't cry at the funerals. They meant the world to me, and I couldn't break down. I had to hold it together. Hold it together for everybody else according to the fallacy going on in my head. And that I grew up with, that I got accustomed to, got drilled into my head too many times. I had to be the toughest guy. I was born a holy heart. Had surgery at an age of 4 years old, died 3 times, come back to life, and I still have to be the toughest sorry son of a bitch around. And it still hurt like a son of a bitch. It did. But I couldn't show that pain to anybody. Not to anybody. Because I had to hold it in real damn hard. That's why I couldn't love anybody. That's why I couldn't trust anybody. That's why I couldn't have any friends. I couldn't have any friends because I was afraid of losing anybody and everybody. There was a young lady who actually I had seen through high school. She thought I was cute. We saw each other from time to time, but the thing is, I wasn't emotionally attached to her because I didn't know how to feel during that time. I was emotionally crippled. I was an emotional cripple during that time. Not that easy for me to say about these days, but you know what? I really don't give a flying fuck. I have to say it these days because I am an emotional cripple. And I've been broken too many damn times. I just never bothered to look at the damn thing. I just had to keep struggling on because I had to be tough. I had to be tough. I had to be tough. It was not until I started losing Ma during that time that I really started breaking down. And then losing Ma back in 2013 was, you know, just the one whack, and then the final whack was losing David. And in between those times, we had been losing family pets that should have been breaking me down even further. And I cried some, but not a complete, utter devastation of psyche or abilities or anything. Nothing. Because I still had to frickin' function. I still had to go out there and look for work. I still had to be the tough guy in the family. I thought my brother was the tough guy. But no, I had to be the fucking tough guy for him. I had to watch his back all the damn time. Well, who the fuck was watching my back? Who the fuck was watching me in here and here? Nobody. Nobody physically anyway. No doctors, no pills, no nothing. I had to be choosing myself to be that way. It was not until Ma died. And I'm seeing her die the last several years of her life. The last 10, 15 years of her life. Slowly passing away because all the people that she loved and cared, leaving her behind. Every family member that she loved. Brothers and sisters, nephews and nieces. It was slowly tearing her apart left and right. She still had her boys. But the thing of it, it was tiring her out and wearing her out a great deal. And I suppose she just gave up. She got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and she had enough of it all. Everybody was gone that she cared about except for her boys. She felt the boys would take care of themselves. They're men, they should be able to do so. David was tearing himself apart right after Ma's death. He was trying to hold it in a great deal. But then again, he got sidetracked with a floozy online and wanted security. And I didn't trust this one. He got suckered in every which way, and so did I. I had to break it off with this floozy after my brother died because I didn't want this parasite in my family. Makes promises and she kept breaking them. Gave her money to get from one place to another to get into our lives that my brother could be happy with. Even I might be a miserable son of a bitch, but at least my brother would have been happy. And I was looking more for that in the first place. But I didn't really look at this woman as a mom figure. She was a lot younger than my brother. She had a sob story. My brother ate it up like candy. She was coming from Ohio, and she transferred over to Africa, Nigeria. I kept sucking money out of our brother ever since. And my brother had to go in the hock and screw us all over. And I was part of it too. Because I had to watch my brother's back all the damn time. I should have been telling my brother to get the hell out of it, but he wouldn't listen. There's no way in hell he would have been listening. His heart was already screwed up right now. There was no way in hell he would have been able to do anything. No matter how many people tell him, he wouldn't listen. Not even for me. Not even his own brother. And we'd get into it from time to time. At least we didn't land blows. We'd sort of step back, cool off, and try again. And when she left, I thought I was trying to honor my brother by keeping contact with her, but she was still asking way too much. I couldn't any longer. I had to salvage me. I haven't made contact with her in over 2 years. Carolina, hell, anything wrong. Nobody's heard of her. Or of her. It's a Nigerian scam artist. Talking in a Norwegian accent. Right. Hell of a sob story for my brother. Angry at it all, but can't fix it. I can only do the repair work on myself. It's when I won't be here, not my brother's. My brother passed away not seeing her physically, only seeing the text and hearing from her from time to time on the phone, but never had physical contact with her at all. Maybe he's lucky. She never did. She never will. But still, when David left, he passed. That day of days, September 8th, 2018, was the worst day of my life. The absolute worst day. The second one was losing Mom. February the 1st. Whereas the death certificate says the 18th because they put her on life support for that long. She died originally on the 1st of February 2013. The last meal was I couldn't even tell you what my brother's last meal was. Probably a Coke and a smoke. It's just without anyone. He had a hard time struggling breathing. Next thing you know, we were in the damn ERs and damn slab. And that was the day I really lost everything. I had to struggle and rebuild. I had to keep mental ability going during that time and maintain a roof over the head. Get rid of damn bugs out of the place. Try to survive and continue a college education I had started while I was taking care of my brother before he passed away. The thing of it is, I kept saying to myself, I'd repeat the whole damn thing over again if I could take care of it. Including deal with the bitch. Let me change it on that one. I can't do it. still have to deal with the memories. I still have to deal with the loss. I still have to deal with the triggers, with the emotional landmines. I'm still dealing with constant basis. Anytime anything regarding loss of family or loss of people or reuniting family members with each other. After seeing a loss and then there's a reunion happening at that point, is I'm tearing myself apart left and right because I can't deal and I can't cope and I can't function. Even talking about this sometimes it's hard enough as it is. I'm doing a hell of a lot of videos over the past year and a half. But I had to get the shit off my damn chest. I had to talk about stuff like this. I had to get it going because I didn't know how to function to deal with this shit. And I still don't. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing these days. Because I'm still having a hard time understanding, coping, and living. I go to school, okay, do it as an automatic situation over here. I'm doing it for them and for myself. It's what I keep trying to tell myself. But the thing of it is, I know it's not going to bring me back. I'm just doing it to bide my time or waste time or whatever I can use time with. Just to live. I've been in school most of my life. School one way through the books up until the age of 19, and then after that, school of hard knocks where you have to learn about everything else in life, and afterwards back in the books again. I'm looking at a picture on the side of the other laptop, and my brother and mother having fun over at Disneyland while I'm taking a picture of them. And I can see pictures like this, and it doesn't trigger me to cry like crazy. Well, what gets to me is when I see people being reunited. Because that's not me and Ma or Dave. And I cry alone. I imagine that after this, I'll be going in and imagining crying again. There's no shame for me to fucking cry. There's no shame for me to bawl. There's no shame for me to release these damn tears because this is it. I've been broken. I've been put into pieces left and right. I have been shattered and pulverized inside. I'm not talking about bones, I'm talking about soul shattered, mental capacity sometimes. And I've been trying to rebuild. We're not talking about stroke city, we're talking about psyche. We're talking about spirit. We're talking about feeling so much pain and grief sometimes, and it hurts like a son of a bitch, or I can't even talk to people and avoid them like a plague. And some days I can't because I can put the mask on and still feel like a miserable son of a bitch. But at the times when I got the triggers going on, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. And then when it happens, and I'm all alone, I just hope I've got enough tissue and paper towels or something to use it for the nose and eyes. Mostly for the nose. Drainage and stuff. Talking about this. Reliving some stuff. It's supposed to be cathartic. People say, oh, I feel better about it. I just feel the pain. I feel a little bit of relief. Because that's all I get. That's all right. If I'm stuck with the pain, I'm stuck with the pain. And if I don't have enough relief, then it's fine. But if I get a little bit more relief, then I'll be lucky enough. I'll be blessed or something. Not totally human. It's alright. I'm reminded how short life is on a constant basis. I'm reminded that some things I take for granted like crazy. I'm also reminded how precious life is and how love is. Family. Most important things in the universe for me. The universe can do whatever it wants. Me, my own universe. I had lost my mother and my brother, they were my universe. And I'm still trying to rebuild it. I don't have any friends much. I don't have any lovers. No girlfriends. I've had women who were friends, and I never had those relationships or developed. I was too damn afraid of anything and everything. I was too damn afraid to live. I didn't even know how to. And I feel like I've screwed myself up one way. That my life is not wasted. But not quite, because I may have worked my ass off for supporting my family in the process. I've met a lot of people in my life. And the people actually made a damn bit of difference in my life, and maybe I made a difference in your life. I learned how to live life a little bit. After I lost after I lost David, morbid part about it is when I start looking for death and stuff. Because I got to feel like my family will look at me and say, John, you look for the life, not for the death. You still continue to live on, and you still continue to tell stories, that's fine. You still have to live regardless. No matter how long you've got left. So I can pour out my heart and soul like crazy and talk about it. Maybe not cry as much. But I need to get this crap off my fucking chest. I need to get off my brain before I get into another day of crying fist. Even if I have to get into a crying fit, it's alright. It's alright. Because I know how deep I love my family, and I should have told them that a long time ago, but I know that they know. I just regret not telling them enough. These things may or may not be visited by people or viewed by others out. As long as they're after me and people view them afterwards and understand who and what I was. Always damn videos. I may be a flaw, maybe an idiot, maybe a Trek fan or a Star Wars fan or God knows what else. I was religious. There's a lot more. We understand. There's a lot more than we can comprehend. There's a lot more to it. It's kind of hard to talk about people. Because this kind of stuff falls in the way. Without perspective, without context. Only if I can just stand watching myself do this kind of situation. I'll be lucky enough if I can gag, if I don't gag myself on it. But, this is something I had to talk about. This is something I have to experience. This is something I have to get off my chest, my thoughts this morning over here. I've got had triggers left and right today in different stories, different places where I was breaking down still. And I'm expecting it tonight, probably in the morning. And in the morning I've got class. We're supposed to be talking about Jonah and the well, but also Ecclesiastes. Concerning how we're supposed to be looking at life. What a way to talk about it. Look at your life story. Look at your life story for the basis. I can see somebody else talking about it and stuff like that, how to live life one way or another. So you have to look at your own life. And I've got enough perspective and context that gives me enough to understand. That's how I do. Consider me a fool and idiot tonight. Because it's alright to feel, it's alright to be human, it's alright to be a man. Cry your eyeballs out because you love, you've lost, you grieve. And I still will grieve. It's alright. It's alright for me to grieve. It's alright for me to grieve deeply. Crying and be passionate about it. It's alright to wallow. It's alright to have a day off if you need more than that. It's alright to be depressed, to be anxious, to be in pain. Because it demonstrates how much love there was there. It should have been given even further. But where else to go? It's no wonder that we all want a hotline to heaven. Because we pour out our heart and souls into it. The loved ones upstairs, and hopefully they can understand. And then we'll get a reciprocal response. And feel it. Until that happens, we have to deal with what is right now. I'll be up here for a lot of people that didn't realize we were sure about other people and they should have known habits here. Other people are still trying to deal with their own lives one way or another. And I had to get this stuff off my chest. I had to think about it. I had to talk about it, dream about it. But the word thing about when I see other things I've done about life leaders in one form or another, or in one version or another of media that reminds me how short life is sometimes, and we still have to take the chances necessary to make leaps so we're free to take. Decisions have to be made. Travel. Travel. The pathway that we walk on. I don't know if I'm still on it or not, but I know one pathway I am still on the pathway of grief. Yes, I will still miss my family. I'll still say it again and again and again and again. It doesn't make me weak. It makes me human. It makes me feeling. Not be robotic, not keep everything else compartmentalized. I can still keep some of it compartmentalized for you. I guess in a way I should be grateful for what I'm feeling right now. The release, understanding, comprehension. Because if I didn't understand any of this damn thing right now as it is, I think it'd be spread over one way or another. It's sort of relevant. I'll have perception screwing me over left and right. I think I know better than I don't. And ego thinks he's in charge of everything else around him. He's not. It's just one thing. And the universe that is in control of anything. Thinks he's in control of his destiny. Fuck it. It's not whatever you call it. Appreciate it. And whatever. It's not the universe. The problem is we're dealing with an organism here that deals with five senses, and we're dealing with spirit. Try to gather all that information here. So sometimes it makes me wonder, is the universe there, or is the universe not there? Are we alive, or are we not alive? Now, that is probably for another one, and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to rest this old carcass and squishy brain wired into electrical impulses that monitor the universe through the various sensory organisms or organs. And I'm going to take a collapse break now.